Welcome to another Menace TCG Riftbound video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the champions that will be launching in Riftbound.
Mad. Quite likely.
So the first character we're actually going to talk about is one that has been semi-spoiled, but we're not going to get into like the rules that were spoiled because they could be right, they could be wrong, and yeah, that's Kaisa, Kaisa, whatever, Kasai. Kasai is how I normally say it. Kasai. So yeah, this character is going to be a spell slinger, so a lot of spells, a lot of direct damage, a lot of damage here, a lot of like. What we know from the champion is it picks 6 targets and does 2 damage to everything for like an 8 rune cost, recycle 2 kind of card, big damage everywhere card. Champion does something about bringing spells back, so if you're going to be a spell slinger, you're going to need to use those spells quite a lot and bring stuff back and use them again. Probably a bit like Jinx does with her rocket and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it'd be a spell, magey type, probably a couple of ways to cast multiple spells or extra spells upon to like cast a spell, then cast a spell for free, a lot of stuff like that probably. Be interesting to play that one. And the next character we're going to talk about is Volibar. We know a lot about Volibar. We know his playstyle, we know how he plays, we know a lot of his champions. But mainly he's a ramp deck that likes to play anything with 5 or more power. Gets the extra bonus of playing that for 5 or more power to get an extra rune and just ramp up and ramp up. Playing like an 8 cost on like turn 2 or 3 is very viable with him. You can get that happen a lot. Getting to that 12 cost Volibar and stuff like that is really easy, unlike some other games where you would think, oh, it's 12 drop, but it's going to take me a long time to get there. But Volibar's ramp style is really good. He ramps up fast, drops big bodies, and he takes over the board with very big bodies that are hard to remove. The next character we're going to talk about is Jinx. Now, Jinx is also one of the starter characters that we've already got. We know a lot about. She is a discard aggro character. She likes to discard a lot of stuff, and when she discards cards, they do extra tricks and abilities. There's a lot of cards that like discard. When you discard me, you can play me for free or play me for 1. Jinx discards cards to draw more cards. Start of a turn, she draws more cards if she has no cards in her hand. The rocket can be discarded and brought back if you conquer, so it's a lot of discard, replaying, playing, discarding kind of tricks, and it works very well for the Jinx aggro archetype. Okay, so now moving on from Jinx, we've got Darius, and Darius is a character we don't know a lot about, other than the fact that he is listed as a Legion combo deck. So the idea of Darius is get a lot of units out, play a unit, play a bigger unit, get more characters out. The more characters you have, the better you do, the better combos you can pull off. Because it's like if you play this card, you can play this card, and if you play a character this turn, you can play another character and then play another character. The idea is to combo the Legion effect, which is once you play a card, you can play another card with Legion and get the effect of Legion. That's all we know for Darius. I suspect he's just going to be a swarm, big hitting character that likes to do all the different buffs and combinations. Next up on the list is one of my favourite characters in League of Legends, and that is Lee Sin. I love the karate martial arts style of Lee Sin, and I hope they bring that into Riftbound. His ultimate could be cool in Riftbound. He could be kick a unit off of a battlefield or back to base or even back to hand, and that could be his ability that kind of do every turn once you hit an effect. Because what we know about Lee Sin is he's going to be a buff character. So a lot of put a weak character out or a decent character out, buff them, give them better items, give them better abilities, increase their might, stuff like that. So Lee Sin's going to play into that buff style of gameplay where you get low valuable characters out and then make them even more valuable with a lot of buffs on top of that. Now, the next is Yasto, another character we know a lot about, which is all about moving from battlefield to battlefield or back to your base. His leader ability lets him move a unit from anywhere to anywhere for 2 runes. So a unit card gets buffed for moving. He has a lot of characters in his deck that get buffed for moving or moving twice, or when you move this character you may move another character. He's a very maneuverability character, likes to move around the battlefields, likes to come back to base, move out, capture something, move back. So it's a very tricky character to use. I think it's a very high skill ceiling of the 4 decks we've got currently. Yasto is probably one of the hardest to actually use. He relies a lot a lot of thinking and a lot of movability around the battlefield to get the best out of his deck. Up next is probably one of the most interesting ones in this whole list, and that's Leona. And that's his stun control character. Now we know what stun does now. Stun is when you stun a character, they no longer add their might to the battle, which is pretty good. Basically means you're there, yeah, but you're not hurting me, so you can move on to something, stun it, and then they fight and they don't add their might. You fight. Very good. I like that. Could be one of the characters I play a lot. I like to play controlling some card games that I play, like Pokemon, like Snorlax. Did, and I like a lot of the wall slow decks. So that's kind of how I see Leona being probably like 1 or 2 characters a turn, but finish your characters off, stop your characters from scoring, and then take over the battlefield very slowly. That's Leona's stun and control style. Next up on the list is the Marmalite character that you either love or hate, and that is Teemo. Now Teemo's ability is going to be activate traps, hidden cards, mushrooms, all that kind of stuff. We already have hidden cards in the game, we know how they work. You play them out to a battlefield, and when something happens you can reveal them to add their effect, their ability, their summon, whatever that may be. We have it with 1 card so far, you could have it, and 2, we have it with Teemo himself in the game. Moves to a thing, you pay 1 for him hidden, and then when he reveals he gets extra attack on the turn he fights. This is going to be an interesting character because if there is a lot of different hidden versions, cards and stuff, you never know what traps you're going to spring when you move to battlefields against Teemo. The character on that list is indeed Victor, and we already have his character, we already have his play style, and he, at the moment, is probably one of the easiest characters to play. All he really does is summon loads of little bodies, go wide with loads of tokens. The ability, it lets you add a token every turn for a rune. A lot of death characters that die, well, a lot of characters you have that die throughout. More tokens, and you just flood the board with tokens. There is an extra win condition for the Victor deck. I mean, not just for the Victor deck, but he's one of the ones that was most likely to achieve it, and that is to get 7 units to hold the battlefield at the start of the game, and you win the game. That's going to be an interesting one to see Victor. Currently, it's hard for him to pull off because if you put 7 there, all that needs to happen is in your opponent's turn kills 1. Like they're all 1/1 weenie guys, but you can give them buffs and make them a bit decent. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see with Victor going forward. But Victor, at the moment, as he stands, is a token-based deck with a lot of units that he plays out. So moving down to the last couple, and in number 11 is Misfortune. Now Misfortune is put down as a mobility trick. Now we already have mobility in Yasto, but we don't have tricks. So what Misfortune might do is move other things, cause them to take damage. We've already seen Misfortune's unique catch is very good. So I'm guessing it's a lot of when we move this or do damage here or double move, and a lot of if you move kind of stuff, or if you move more than once kind of trick, stopping your movement, slowing you down, as well as speeding herself up to around the battlefields. She's an interesting card currently, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what mobility tricks actually means when the game comes out. Last for the set is that on the main characters in the main set is Sett, and he is all about buff spending. Now this is going to be an interesting character for a few reasons. We know that characters can only have 1 buff at a time. We've seen that in the new core rules. So what's going to happen is he probably plays this character spell that buffs this or buffs that, and then those characters might have an ability where when they spend a buff or when they remove a buff, they get X or they do X. So this is going to be an interesting combo deck. Decks like this generally are either super good or super hard to pull off, but you always find those people that like to do the interesting stuff with these kind of decks, and this set will be a deck to look out for some crazy, cool, interesting things that will happen. Now lastly, we have 4 other characters that are special to this set. They are in the Proving Ground sets. Now we don't know any more information other than they are in the Proving Ground sets. Are they in the main set? Who knows? Do they actually have abilities? Who knows? What are they going to be? Can we use them in the main set? Who knows? But we know that Annie, Master Yi, Lux and Garen are in this Proving Ground set, and that will round us out to 16 total champions for the release of Set 1 in October. I've been Menace TCG, and thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, and soon we'll get to the spoiler seasons and we'll start getting that gameplay videos out.